Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
A night of terror and violence ends in gunfire. Action Air 1 over the scene as the bullets fly.
Would have killed somebody before the day was over.
An armed and dangerous man now off the streets.
This wasn't going to end well.
Police say Chris Bates left a trail of blood and victims. A hostage telling us how she prayed with the gunman.
He said he was going to die before the night was over.
That prediction coming true early this afternoon in a dramatic shootout. Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Hurtado.
And I'm Jamison Euler. We have crews spread out covering every angle of this story. Our Carson Chambers is live at the scene of the dramatic shootout that we brought you live at noon. Ashley Glass is talking with some of the victims of Bates's overnight crime spree. And Alex Hobson is at the apartment complex where deputies say Bates held up a woman and took her car.
As we come on the air, this investigation is ongoing, and there are still a lot of unanswered questions. We begin our live team coverage with Carson Chambers, and Carson 301 is still shut down, and the scenes, it looks still active tonight. Now we have an ABC Action News exclusive. One of Chris Bates' victims tells our Ashley Glass that Bates held her entire house full of party guests hostage, at one point even pointing a gun right at her fiance's head. Ashley picks up our live team coverage outside the Oaks Apartments on North 42nd Street. Ashley, how terrifying. Bates has been connected to 3 other crimes in the last month. On August 9th, he allegedly broke into a woman's home near Bush Boulevard and Rome Avenue in Tampa and threatened to rape and kill her. But the victim started praying, and Bates ran off. Then on September 3rd, police say Bates broke into a home near 15th Street and Comanche Avenue, where he pistol whipped a man and committed a sex act on a woman. And just last night, police say Bates forced his way into a woman's apartment and made her take her clothes off. But she started reciting Bible verses, and Bates left. Deputies tell us suspect Chris Bates lived in the Lakeland area, and investigator Michael George went there looking for relatives and for answers about what might have set him off. Here's Mike George. New details in a domestic double murder-suicide in a Brooksville golf community with 3 people dead, including a 9-month-old baby. The Hernando County Sheriff describes this incident as simply heartbreaking. Our Fallon Silcox joins us live from the scene with the latest on this. Good evening, Fallon.
Now, certified the most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
Well, just before we came on the air, my Storm Shield app went off, telling me, alerting me there were thunderstorms over Lutz, and now there's thunderstorms over a lot of the viewing area.
Exactly. You know, it made me, I was laughing last night because the NFL game got delayed because of 3 lightning strikes 20 miles north of Denver.
Now for a developing story about a controversial clothing line. Florida's Attorney General is going after another company that sells products with a drug theme. Pam Bondi wants the Kitson Company to dump its line of jerseys that have names on the back like Xanax and Vicodin. Bondi's spokeswoman says the jerseys glamorize some of our country's most abused prescription drugs.
Attorney General Bondi has previously asked Urban Outfitters to end one of their prescription drug product lines, and they did. And she's very grateful that Urban Outfitters saw this need to work with us in stopping prescription drug abuse, and she hopes that Kitson will do the same.
Bondi wrote a letter to the company saying her effort to stop prescription drug abuse is one of her top priorities.
Live from the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
Good evening. I'm Jamison Euler. Brendan is off.
And I'm Linda Hurtado, and we're still following that dramatic shooting that ended with the death of a suspect wanted for a night of terror and rape near USF. Our Carson Chambers is live on US 301, where that chase ended in a hail of gunfire. Carson? In health news, if you're looking for a new way to lose weight and build muscle, we may have the workout for you. It's new to Tampa, and it's based on NASA technology that allowed astronauts to train without gravity. And maybe the best part, it only takes 20 minutes twice a week. Here's tonight's Taking Action for Your Health report.
Slide those up nice and slow.
Carolyn Gard is suiting up for a unique workout.
My goals primarily were to get off the last 10 pounds of baby weight since I didn't have babies in my home anymore, and to burn fat.
Okay, we're gonna go side to side with that squat.
After trying numerous workouts and diets, she saw info on eFit on Facebook. For You Fitness owner Daniel Neary says eFit is a workout that uses this computerized machine to deliver 36,000 muscle contractions in 20 minutes.
The unique thing is that it's only 20 minutes, but it is 10 times more effective than regular training. You're wearing a full bodysuit, and each muscle group has its own connection to electrodes. And the electrodes are these pads that we actually invented and came up with because we have our own kind. It connects to the muscle and basically stimulates it by electricity, which has been used by NASA, by the way, for their astronauts.
Okay, but is it safe?
We had to test, in the European Union and everything. We tested on hundreds of people.
But Daniel says they're still waiting for final FDA approval here.
Chiropractors using this kind of technology, but a little bit lower version.
Carolyn wasn't nervous to try it.
I had seen an acupuncture physician before and have had some of that stimulation before on a hip injury, so I kind of knew what it was going to feel like. My son, on the other hand, was very nervous. He thought he was going to be electrocuted.
One more time, up.
But Carolyn swears by the workout, 20 minutes twice a week, saying in 5 weeks she lost 8 pounds and 5% of her body fat and gained muscle definition. The proof for her that it works?
Just how I look. And my friends have just been asking what I've been doing. They've noticed the huge change. I have 4 friends that have already joined.
Well, Daniel says changing the way you eat is part of his plan, but you can eat carbs just at the right time of the day. As with any workout, we must advise you should talk to your doctor first. But Daniel says if you don't believe it works, you can come for a free first appointment. After that, it's $50 a session. For more information, go to my Facebook page, look for Linda Hurtado WFTS under Pages, and like the page. The next advance in medicine could be the one to help you or your family. I'm Linda Hurtado, and we're taking action for your health all this month. Join us for a look at cutting-edge research, new technology, and medical breakthroughs saving lives now and making new ones possible right here in the Bay Area. Look for our special reports this month at 5 on ABC Action News. Thank you, John. Tonight, no apology, but a choice by a former middle school principal convicted of murder in Pinellas County. Anthony Giancola now in prison for the rest of his life after pleading guilty to killing 2 people in a brutal rampage last summer. ABC Action News cameras rolling as Giancola was hauled off to serve 6 consecutive life sentences plus 30 years, all to avoid the death penalty. Investigators say Giancola stabbed 4 people, killing 2 of them at a group home for the hearing impaired in Lealman. He took off, but then beat 2 people with a hammer, slammed his car into 4 others, and ran over a 13-year-old boy riding his bicycle. In court today, emotions ran high as some of the victims heard the sentence.
She said basically that she doesn't feel like he should be able to live when other people died because of him. He broke into her house, took advantage of people who couldn't hear. They were disabled. They couldn't defend themselves.
Giancola was once principal of Van Buren Middle School in Hillsborough County, but struggled with a serious drug addiction. In 2007, an undercover officer caught Giancola trying to sell him cocaine on school grounds. It was members of the U.S. Marshals Task Force who helped take Chris Bates down Friday. Now, he was already on the radar, wanted for other home invasions just days and weeks earlier. Ryan Raish sat down with the head of the task force to get a better idea of what it took to bring him down. And he joins us now live. Hi, Ryan. Usually this time of day we can hear thunder right over the studio, but it's very quiet today.
Plenty of hurricane season, plenty of storm season left to go.
Yeah. And I actually think we're going to have a hurricane out in the Atlantic maybe in 24 hours.
Thank you, Dennis. We're going to go to some breaking news I'm hearing from my producer right now. If we can go to those live pictures. I believe they will be of... We have one of the attorneys walking up to a... Mark O'Mara is walking up to a microphone now. This is outside of a house in Lake Mary where there's been a lot of police activity today as George Zimmerman was detained shortly. He looks like he's about to address the media. We may learn a little bit more about what's happened this afternoon. Let's listen in.
Got him, Miller. Down at the shooting. Down. Hey guys, how you doing today?
Hey, nobody was injured. The attorney for George Zimmerman, talking about pots and pans and dishes. But only under questioning, referring to what the 911 call reportedly indicated that came in today from that home in Lake Mary, that George Zimmerman had threatened his wife, soon-to-be ex-wife Shelley, and her father with a firearm, broke the iPad, and also punched Shelley Zimmerman's father in the face. Now, this now being disputed by the attorney as hyperbole in the heat of the moment.
And of course, George Zimmerman becoming famous after he was acquitted in July of the murder of Trayvon Martin, an unarmed black teenager. Stay for all the latest developments of this continuing story on ABC Action News and abcactionnews.com. Stay with us.
Public.
Well, today is Melanoma Monday, and living here in the Sunshine State, we want to help you protect yourself from skin cancer. Our Linda Hurtado is live at our phone bank where medical experts are taking your calls right now and also answering your questions online.
That's exactly right, dear. We're here with experts from Baycare, Moffitt Cancer Center, Florida Hospital Tampa, and USF Health. And these experts are here to answer any question you have about skin cancer. I mean, think about it. When do you have access to medical experts this quickly and at no cost? So pick up the phone, 1-888-209-8881. And our experts are also taking your questions online at abcactionnews.com/skin cancer. Join me now is Michael Hansen. He is the director of St. Joseph's Cancer Institute. Michael, why do we worry so much about melanoma?
Well, melanoma is one of the fastest growing cancers worldwide, especially among young women less than 30. One of the main causes of that is ultraviolet light or UV rays from being out in the sun unprotected, and tanning beds. The use of tanning beds can certainly increase your risk of developing melanoma. It's been known to cause up to a higher risk of 75% among women less than 30 who routinely use tanning beds. And melanoma doesn't pick who it attacks, so men and women of all ages and races can develop melanoma, which is the most serious kind of skin cancer.
One quick question. A mom contacted me right before we came on the air, and she said, is it possible for her child to actually get skin cancer? There's a mole that she's been looking at. How do you tell if you should go to the doctor with that kind of mole?
Really, with children spending so much time out in the sun, they certainly can develop melanoma. So if you have a mole that looks unusual, irregular margins or changes in color, you need to get to your dermatologist or your primary care physician to have them look at that.
Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us. All right, let's go now to Shay Ryan. She is at Morton Plant Hospital at a free skin cancer screening. Hi, Shay.